Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and thank you to everyone that's watched our Irish and Spanish videos as well, and I appreciate you supporting the international stories. And the breaking news story that we're going to cover first is about the murder in Walthamstow. The Evening Standard has reported that a teenager has been stabbed to death outside his home in his mother's arms. Hussain Chaudhry, rest in peace, was killed during an attempted robbery of designer jackets from his family-run business at his home. As everybody can understand, during lockdown, a lot of things have ran from home, and Instagram resellers has become a very popular side business. This is where people buy designer outfits from abroad and sell them for a bit more when the demand for them increases. It's been reported that Hussain was a law student and his mother was also stabbed in the incident. They said that he was stabbed in the neck and he was holding a wound outside his terraced house on Lea Bridge Road, Walthamstow, at 5:20 yesterday. He died at the scene at the busy junction with Grove Road, and his mother and brother were also found with injuries at the scene. Both were taken to hospital and their conditions are not life-threatening. The Met detectives have launched a murder investigation and there have been no arrests so far. Witnesses said the boy was stabbed in the neck as the attacker pretended to be a customer who fled from the scene. His uncle, Hussain Chaudhry, said he died protecting his mother from robbers and he died in her lap. And that's got to be very heartbreaking. And I send my condolences to his mother and his uncle as well. His uncle said that he was a great boy and his mother is in surgery at the moment as she'd been stabbed to her hand and it was severely cut. A family friend said he was killed over a jacket. How stupid is that? He sold designer clothes and the guy came to steal them and he fought back, and the guy knew there was business being run from the house. The witness also said they'd known the family for a long time and they were a good hard-working family. How could this have happened to them? They are devastated. His mother was injured as well. The guy ran off with a jacket. They are designer jackets worth a few £100s. Some of them can go into the thousands, to be honest. But a life has been taken and they cannot understand it. An eyewitness told how the teenager's mother was slashed around her thumb area as she tried to save her son from being attacked. The witness, 35 years old, said they came to steal the jackets and 2 of them were teenagers. The lad was trying to stop them getting away and one of them stabbed him in the neck. The mother was screaming, "They've stabbed my son. I've just been to the shop and they've stabbed my son." He was on the ground and there was a commando type knife there as well. The boys are running away with another bloodstained knife and I felt his pulse go to nothing. He was laying lifeless on the floor with a neck wound and his father, mother and brother were all outside. His mother's thumb was slit and they bandaged it. The witness said that the mother kept saying that she'd been shopping and came back and her son was dead. "They've killed my son," she said. He then added that one of the boys picked up the jacket even after it happened and escaped across rooftops. A neighbour called Gladys said that her 8-year-old son was outside and there was a neighbour lying in the ground and a stab wound to the neck. "My son is in trauma. He didn't want to go to school today." And this is understandable. And another thing that people seem to forget as well is that growing up on estates, you do tend to see a lot of violence. And it's something that needs more resources as well. Kids that see these sort of murders go into school and they keep it to themselves and they don't discuss it, when in reality, they may need to be able to talk to somebody that could help them to deal with what they've seen. The local MP for the area, Stella Creasy, tweeted that she did not believe it was gang-related. She said the 18-year-old male died from a stab wound to the neck. And to be fair, I feel like she's trying to move away from the politics to do with this case. At the end of the day, a group, otherwise known as a gang, came to rob somebody. So even if he wasn't part of a gang, there was still a gang that came to rob him. They said CPR was performed, but unfortunately it wasn't successful and he passed away at 6:10. A police cordon remains in place and our reporter went down to the scene to document events as they unfolded. There was medical packs and the paramedics on the scene where they tried to save his life. There was bouquets of flowers laid by neighbours and friends showing how popular he really was. Another neighbour said this was a nice road and this has never happened before. He added a crime scene still remains in place and it's very early in the investigation. So it seems that in 2021 we're killing each other for expensive designer goods. And this is a terrifying trend that I think is something we need to be looking at and paying attention to. What is contributing to the fact that young children feel that they need to kill people for a coat? And this is the fact that young kids nowadays, they feel the need to have things that shouldn't be able to afford. At 14 years old, you can't afford a Canada Goose top or a Moncler jacket. This is not something that's practical to own, and you shouldn't feel ashamed because you don't. And I feel with social media and Instagram especially, it's making young children feel like they have to own certain things that maybe their parents can't financially afford. And we definitely need to think, if you're an influencer, what you're showing the kids that you need. And we'll definitely keep you updated on any developments with this case. So I want to send my condolences to the family of Hussain, and thank you to Dave Nathan and UK NIP for their coverage of the scene. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.